You see, the flowers. Flowers are like the verses, the teachings, the principles of Eastern wisdom. And the honey is the message in these teachings. Ask yourself, are you a fly, mosquito, or bee? Only the bee can collect the honey from the flowers. Fly, no chance. Mosquito, no chance. Do you see that? That is what we are covering on Mondays and Thursdays to become the bee. Think of these, beautiful examples and the metaphors given to us by our masters. So if we are not the bee and you say, no, I've been attending the classes regularly, nothing happens, you are a fly or a mosquito. It's not my fault. So what should I do? I cannot do anything. No, you don't teach the way I like it. We know what a fly likes. But I cannot say that. No, I don't like this practice of meditation. The mosquito does not sit on a dead matter. It sits on a living being. We need to understand this. This understanding should be free from doubt. Christina, are you a girl? Oh, what the heck, are you crazy? It's a doubt-free understanding that I am a girl. Replace I am a girl with I am real self. Do you have a doubt? Yes. So, that is why we have to attend the session regularly and we have to continue the journey until the doubt is removed. Huh? Do you see the examples, metaphors, the way these masters, every master has their own way of expression. So, what is more important? The flowers are available, honey is available. Are you a bee? Not a simple bee, honey bee. We all are bees. But from the point of view of a teacher, everyone is a honeybee. As a teacher, we don't. Should I use the word discriminate? Yes, we don't discriminate. It is your mind that reacts and responds to the teacher. And we have to do nothing with it. We continue our journey. So this text, when you are already a honeybee, you have collected the honey and somewhat little doubt is left. So you remove all those doubts and you declare. What do you declare? That you are the honeybee. Wherever you go, you know how to collect the honey. and you live in your real self. That is the message. So there are 2 verses in the 3rd chapter. The master challenges. Not only challenges, but here is another honeybee has come. Where is? Yes. We were talking about honeybee. Sam, you are one of the honeybee. So you have to listen to the entire. So, so Vishwam Sfurati Yatraidam Taranga Evisagare Sohamasmiti Vijnaya Kim Dinam Evdhavasi. What a beautiful. It's a teaser. The master uses a teaser in this verse. Because you are already a honeybee, you know the flower, which is nothing but the teaching of the Eastern wisdom to find the real self. And that honey is the real self. So what he says, you have now known that you are the real self, and the entire universe appears like a wave in a sea that you are. Why you are running here and there? Why you are not calm? Do your work. Do your work. But internally you are totally settled. So you may see the teachers are also running, but their running is different from your running. I have to go to restroom, I have to eat food, I have to drive. But everything is manifestation of that real self. That is the beauty of the life. So we enter into the most beautiful life once we awaken to the real self. So the master is saying, what is saying? Not able to join. Why you are not able to join? He writes that I am not able to join because I am in metro. So obviously it is very clear. So I have to do nothing. So the first verse is, do you see that first? What a beautiful verse. So a teaser, why do you run about like a miserable being? You are not miserable. So don't feel that when awakening takes place, you will have 3 noses, 3 eyes, 5 ears. Nothing changes outside. Everything changes inside. That state of the consciousness as a pure being, that is manifesting in day-to-day life, in every activity. That is the result of meditation. Relaxation, calmness, peace, these are small things in meditation. But when you go to the Google, they say this relaxation therapy by meditation. They are for the flies and the mosquitoes, not for the honeybees. The next verse, it says, Shruttvapi, hearing even, Shuddha Chaitanyam Atmanam Ati Sundaram. That pure self, that real self, that pure consciousness is you, is so beautiful, is the most beautiful. Upasthe, another teaser, Janah Katham Upasthe Atyanna Sansakta Malinyam Arigachati. After hearing oneself, are you hearing that you are real self? Are you listening? You see that, let me express it in my own way and then I will go into. Have you heard that you are real self? Have you heard and listened that that real self is pure, permanent peace, happiness, love, wisdom? Have you heard it? Why you are saying my honey is not listening to me? Because that real self is all pervading. Where the mind has gone. Do you see? Wrong notion. I have understood you that I am the real self. It is all pervading. It is one reality. But, then comes the but. So the but divides. And that is the false notion. These false notions can only be removed by listening, learning, listening, learning, listening, learning. I know I am permanent peace, but I have a stress. What does it mean? So I believe my understanding from the mind having a wrong notion that I am stressed. It is much more than realizing the peace within me. So you see that what he says, after hearing oneself to be the pure consciousness and surpassingly beautiful, how can one yet to be deeply attached to the sensual objects and thus becoming pure? What a beautiful. It only happens because of two things. Knowledge is there, but the knowledge has some doubt into it. Where the doubt? Doubt in the mind. Where the false notion? It is in the mind. So, listening and learning, as the masters explain these principles differently, the time comes the mind removes the doubt. Why the mind has to remove the doubt? Because of the doubt and the false notion, I do not recognize and realize my real self. Do you see that? How logical thinking they have. So, when this mind realizes, now see that, another point of understanding. I am ignorant about physics. So where is the locus of knowledge? Mind. And where is the locus of ignorance? Mind. So I have to remove ignorance from the mind by listening, learning, and practice. But this text speaks about you are a honeybee, you are a seeker. So you extract everything. Do you know that honeybee does not harm even a single petal of the flower? So as a seeker, you are so soft, you find, you are aware, you are alert. You pick up that honey, return. That is the journey of meditation. But why it does not happen? Because we do not think. We are a non-thinker. Why we are a non-thinker? Because the mind is filled with the likes and dislikes. Why the mind is filled with the likes and dislikes? Because of attachment and detachment. But why there is an attachment and detachment? You see the logical understanding? Because the way I am acting, the working in my life, that is karma. So why karma? Whenever I do an action, I earn fruits of that result of my karma. I earn merit and demerit. Because of the merit and demerit, I have this body, and this body continues with the sickness and health, birth, and the cycle continues. So when the birth and the death cycle continues, this is what is known as the world, and that world is the cause of the suffering, what Buddha says. The world means here that the mind is constantly attracted like a flies to the things you are fully aware. It is not the honeybee. So the problem is that I have to extract the honey. I have not to be a fly. So when you are stressed and anxious and reacting, it is just, you have to move from a fly to... So right knowledge, doubt. Doubt has to be removed from the mind. And doubt can be removed. Can you remove the doubt? Can you remove the doubt by practice? Now answer yourself. Can you remove the doubt by practice? No, I have gone to this beard guy house 50 times and now I have removed the doubt about this guy. You see, the master is hammering where you are. The doubt can only be removed by understanding, by knowledge. And removing that knowledge is known as the process of discernment and dispassion. Dispassion and discernment. So I have to filter out false notion, wrong notion, right notion. What are the false notions? Let me drop it. So the master guides you. Oh, here is the teaching. Here is the principle. Do you see that? Yes, I see that. The way the landscaper trims the plants, removes the weed. That is causing the doubt. So once you remove those weeds, trim it so that your front yard looks beautiful. That is becoming a honeybee. We have not to carry the burden of what happened yesterday. We have not to carry the burden of the future in terms of the worries. We need that mind. So once we have these mind, that mind hears these principles, and once you hear these principles, it goes into your mind, it settles there, free from the doubt, and knowledge reveals our true nature. Knowledge reveals our true nature. These two verses, look from the other point of view and think of it again and again and again. But before that, do you still understand and do you still remember the first chapter where the seeker asked 3 questions? As a seeker, you ask big questions, not a small question. No, I had a problem with my honey, what should I do? Go to the lawyer, find out what you should do. I have a problem with in my relationship, what should I do to change myself? You are a seeker. You have asked a big question. So even seeker has to learn how to ask a big question. Otherwise, what we'll say first, today honey is a problem, tomorrow client is a problem, third house is a problem, fourth car is a problem, the world is a problem. I am only the only single person who is right. So you are not a seeker. You are not a seeker. Understand that. Leave the world as it is. So in the first chapter, the master answers the question how the dispassion is attained, how the knowledge of the real self is attained, and how the freedom can be attained. Freedom from the suffering. And because in the second chapter, this seeker was a honeybee, a perfect honeybee. So he explained his experiences. In the third chapter, that is what we are undergoing learning. The master is checking. Come on, you have explained to me. Did you understand it intellectually? Or do you have a realization? That is the beauty of this teaching of this master. Now understand in a very simple way, and then we will do the practice. The world is outside. Clear? You are world for me. You are world for me. This world means people, places, location, time, events, actions. This is world. Clear? When this word enters into my mind, it is my experience. Brandy is outside. I experience her in my mind. Sam is outside. I experience him in my mind. Do you see that? Are you aware of this? The word outside, experience in the mind. Right? Find out who is the experiencer. Who is the experiencer? Who is the knower of the world outside and the experience is happening in the mind? The moment you find the knower and the seer, you are already there. And once you find that, you always live into that state. It cannot be undone. It is irreversible. Why it is not happening? Is it not happening because of the world outside? No. Is it happening because the mind has gathered all the experiences and the impressions which I claim is me and mine? But they are experiences. Experiences changes. I am not the mind, and I am not the content of the mind. Huh? Do you see this understanding? The world outside, I experience in my mind. My mind imagines, gathers the impressions, and which I claim as me and mine. That is not true. It is false notion. You see your honey, so your mind picturizes. You give your own interpretation. Who gives the interpretation? The mind. But you are not the mind. You are the knower and the seer, which is totally different from the experiences of the world outside which is happening. You are different from both. Those experiences are the waves, like the waves in an ocean. We are an ocean. We have to shift little. You know, sometimes you invite many people in your home and only 3 people can sit on a couch and the 4th guy comes. You say, oh, come on, you can sit here. You have to shift. your wrong notion to the right notion. The moment you shift, you are already there. That much is required. That is why this master throws a teaser and it says, yes, do you see that? That is why you are still engaged in all kinds of activities in the world outside, but you are totally separate from it. That real self is totally separate. So there is an inner transformation. Obviously, it manifests outside also. But goal is to have the inner transformation. Don't be so serious, I know you are listening seriously, so let us start our practice. Eyes are closed. Body is steady. Mind is facing within. Mind is still running. You are a fly. Mind is running, but mind is also aware that it is looking inside. You are a honeybee. Understanding is required, nothing more than that. Mind is still running, but it has found its locus inside. Now it is not running after the thoughts, feeling, images, past, present, future, people, places, events. Why? Experience is happening in the mind. That is the meaning of the first step. What I said, body is steady. You may sit in any posture you like, and mind is facing within. So we trigger the mind in a right direction. We trigger the mind in a right direction. How? What is that right direction? By a step, being comfortable. So you look at the neck joint. Who is looking? The mind. When I say you, means mind. You are there on the neck joint. You are aware. So you experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Let me make today's practice easiest. What is easiest is the hardest. That is the problem in the Eastern wisdom. So you are there on the neck joint, being there, sensation, comfort, steadiness. Continue to move the mind inside. You find the space or blankness, etc. It's okay. You are changing the direction of the mind from outside to inside. Shoulder joints. When I said shoulder joints, you see, shoulder joint is outside. Experience inside the mind. Sensation, comfort, and steadiness. I need not to do anything, my friend. Why I said so? The moment I do something, I become the doer, the karma. That is what we say karma. Karma comes from karma causes the result, and that gathers the impressions. So can I say it's a knowledge practice, even though you cannot say practicing knowledge. Or if you say it, it is simply understanding. Understanding demands awareness and attention and alertness here and now. Look at the hip joint, be there. Sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Beyond the space. So why I say space? So that the mind should not run after the world and its objects. The mind looks at the knee joints, joints. Where you are means mind on the knee joints. Outside, yes, but how do you know the knee joints? Because of the experience in the mind. See it clearly. And then what happens? You rise above the knee joints by experiencing sensation, comfort, and steadiness. And I have to translate these verses into practice. I'm doing it. The entire body and all the joints, one after the other. Are you running or moving slowly? Why we say karma creates a bondage? The moment you ask the mind to do something, it starts doing. Running. Why? It has made its habit. So go slowly, gently, with awareness, softly. Neck joint, shoulder joints, elbows, wrist, fingers, hips, spine, knees, ankles, toes. In that way, we recognize the experiences, we recognize our experiences happening in the mind. And the moment you see the space behind, you separate the world outside and also your experiences. It can be here and now. If your mind says it's not happening, it means the mind is engaged in doing something else. Did I say you to do anything? No. Doing something, we are doing it on Mondays and Thursdays. Fan is running in my room. What I have to do? I have to do nothing. So thoughts are coming into the mind. I have to do nothing. Now see, I give another metaphor to you. Suddenly there is a noise where I have to do nothing. I recognize it. I am aware of it. Phone is ringing. It's okay. Thank you. How dare the phone can disturb us? Phone is outside. Experience happening in the mind. When I am attached to it, I will definitely be disturbed. But when I see both of them as separate from me, done, I'm there. In every step you are there. You pick up the honey from these masses because you are a honeybee. That is what is being carefree, my friends. That is Is your mind waiting for the next step? It means the mind likes to move outside. You're simply just sitting in that field of awareness. In Buddhism, we say zazen. Zazen. We're sitting where? Sitting in the real self. Who is sitting? The mind. Then what? That mind reflects the real self. Honeybee is sitting on the flower, only collecting the honey, not harming the petals. Means nothing to do with the world outside. Being carefree. That is exactly it means by being carefree. Now see, I discussed about the doubt and the locus. When we have a doubt, the locus changes. Instead of the mind, mind changes the locus. Oh, that person, that event, this event, past memory. These are the thoughts. And I'm separate from them. How do you remove the doubt? Mind, I know what you are doing, but neither I am you nor your experiences. That understanding means you are aware. That is the meaning. The thoughts are coming. Let them come. They are staying. Let them stay. They are leaving. Let them leave. Like you are standing across a road when watching the traffic. Can you say traffic is still? Come on. Can ever the mind be made still? It's the highest understanding, no. But if I am my mind, I am never still. If I am not my mind, I am always still. Doubt-free knowledge. You are with me. You are not with your mind. That is listening. That is learning. You see that? Vishwam Sfurati Yatraidam Taranga Evasagari. These are the waves in the mind. I am an ocean. In the beginning, that is becoming carefree. And when I see I am the water, I am the real self. You see, step by step, being carefree. Let us follow in a simple way today, as I just told you. You just pick up the sensation. The body is outside, sensation in the mind. Look at the head and the neck closely, with full awareness. All around. Mind wants to gather the experience of the head and the neck. So what if the mind, as if it is touching every cell of the head and the neck? What is going to happen? Instantly it will raise your awareness. That will keep the mind within. So mind will experience 100% sensation of the head and the neck. When you experience anything which is 100%, the mind leaves it. Yes, mind leaves it. And then what happens if you look inside the head and the neck? Now, another point of understanding. You experience the stillness in the head and the neck. Understand 2 points. We should remove the doubt. There is a stillness of the body, of the head and the neck, and there is a stillness in the head and the neck. See the difference? In, off. We know this body cannot be made still, even if it is dead. Decomposition continues. What belongs to the world is constantly in flux. So if you complain, oh, my body was not still during the practice of meditation, for a honeybee, it's a wrong notion. Oh yeah, for a fly and mosquito, it is okay. It is the stillness. That stillness is a reflection that there is something within that is unchanging. What is unchanging is still. What is permanent is still. The first foundation of meditation. Right arm. We were doing casually, but now we were doing like a seeker. Seeker needs knowledge. Principles are petals of the flowers. You have to gather the honey. Right arm. Allow the mind to touch every cell of the right arm. Outside or inside, both. We are made up of cell. Not we, but our body. So you may experience deepening of the sensation, freezing, tingling, sudden vision of color. Okay, let it happen. My locus and focus, I know it clearly. And then again look at the right arm. conscious experience? Is it stillness in the right arm, or it is the stillness of the right arm? Only the knowledge can help you. You are aware. Body is subjected to change. It's a part of the world, nature. Even if it is dead, it continues to decompose. It merges with the Mother Earth, creates a cycle, phosphorus and oxygen cycle, and then again, my bone that is merged into the earth feeds the plant. So it means I enter into minimum 50 people on this earth. So I'm not looking there. I'm looking the stillness in the right arm. So it means even if the body is shaking, I can be in the state of stillness, yes. But it can be a fake stillness if we are not a honeybee. Left arm. We are not doing anything. It's all pure wisdom. Left arm. So in order to engage the mind, you see that we don't need to hide anything from the seekers, from the students. I have a bigger smile when any yoga teacher, meditation teacher hides. Left arm. The mind touching every cell of the left arm, being there, your experience of deepening the sensation, but that experience is happening in the mind. So how I have to recognize that knower and the seer? So, in the beginning, I say, become aware of the stillness in the left arm. I'm not saying anything, no, make the body still. No way. Rib entire middle portion of the body from the shoulder to the waist. Chest, belly, spine, shoulder blades. Allow the mind to touch every cell of the body, middle portion of the body. Deepening of the sensation you experience, you are not carried away by it. What you're looking for? Oh, I recognize there is a stillness there in the body. It is not the stillness of the body. So that stillness of the body, in the body, may reflect in the mind that peace, that joy, that happiness. Right leg. No, we're not doing anything. I cannot say it's a simple or simple practice or complex. It's not practice at all. Knowledge is not complex. Simple. Knowledge is knowledge. Right leg. Sensation, experiences happening in the mind, but what we are looking. Oh, where is the stillness in the right leg? Not of the right leg. left leg, stillness there, the entire body from the entire body, stillness in the body. I talked about, even before, you might have missed or grasped it. Look at the breath. Breath is moving? Yes. Contrast is there. Behind, stillness is there. So when you are aware of the both, stillness continues behind the moving breath. The mind, the knowledge of the real self revealed in the mind. Mind is distracted, feeling sleepy, lazy. It's all the movement happening in the mind, not in you. That stillness continues. Do you see that? That stillness is nothing but the existence. We have to wait, we have to continue the journey until the knowledge of the real self is revealed. People talk a lot about, oh, meditation is mindfulness is effortless and natural. But we should understand it clearly. How, why, where. For that, continuity of the journey is required. Constant listening and learning is required. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Raise both your palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside. The palms know your experiences. Bring the hands down. How are you, Terry? I saw her that she could sit up and stand.
I couldn't hold still.
Yes.
But I had millions of thoughts, and one of them was that I don't know, I just want to throw this out there. I had the thought that the stillness is the space, and that's all throughout everything.
That's a right understanding.
Okay.
Stillness is the space, and the space is awareness.
So if I'm moving around, that's how it can still be in my arm.
Beautiful.
Because wherever I move it, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's there anyway, so it's just there.
So when your body doesn't listen to you because of your challenges, move into that stillness.
My mind went to the stillness.
That is what it is required. Beautiful. How are you, Stephen?
Good. A real deep, quiet experience. I was just in a very dark, quiet space for long periods of time, and felt it was almost as if something inside of me was trying to distract me, and I wouldn't allow it. I felt sensation and twitching in my hands, my arms. At some point, I actually felt like somebody was behind me trying to push me over. Started a fluttering in my heart, and I just wouldn't have it, and just like no, and just went back into my dark space.
Beautiful.
And actually struggled to come out of it. But thank you, great experience.
That's really, yes. You know, the struggle takes place because of the mind. The world outside, experience in the mind is attached to those things, then it struggles. You detach, mind is free. So it takes time. It's a journey. It's not happens, but that is a wonderful way to narrate it. How are you, Sam? Sam is here. Nobody was behind you.
Nobody was behind me.
Yeah.
Nobody was behind him. It was nice and dark, quiet space.
Quiet space.
Just embraced the space and the different levels, and
yeah.
that was about it.
That's beautiful. But there was someone was on the side. You started looking on your left side.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to ask you who is there. You know. How are you, Christina?
That was wonderful. I was able to, I felt I was able to drop into a deeper level immediately, staying in my crown of my head. But at one point, when we were going through the body, I did notice that my leg was completely dead and asleep, and that frightened me a little bit, and my heart rate or my body temperature rose, and then I felt the need, you know what, let me just move it, I'll keep my eyes shut, and that felt that was okay, and I accepted that, and I was able to go back into my meditation. So I was happy with that.
Another beautiful point. You moved it. So you maintained awareness. It was the body that is constantly moving, but stillness is different from it. So once we have recognition and acceptance, beautiful, progressing. Even you are a teacher, so first we have to give a talk like this to make people understand, and then you can follow this practice. But if you give the practice directly, they will say, what a crazy Christian. Nothing is happening. So you have to be very mindful of these these things. How are you, Kate?
I'm well, Girish. I would agree with dark, heavy, and still.
Yeah, darkness, heavy, and still. We will also understand what is this experience gradually. It will come up in this teaching. And as once we have a clarity of these terms, we are already settled. How are you, Vaibhav?
Sure, I'm very peaceful. It's like all dark, and then there was a point after which even the thoughts are coming. It doesn't matter whatever is coming. I'm just looking at them, and then there was a weightlessness, but there was like no weight. I'm feeling was no weight, and then I was feeling like there was breeze going on inside me.
Beautiful. That's another good expression of your experience. I remember instantly. It may be very interesting for Kate and Christina. They are in the same profession. Yes, I remember. There is a small text which is known as Saundarya Lahari. Saundarya means beauty or beautiful. Lahari means waves. So in the beginning of a deeper meditation, the breeze from the real self enters into the body and the mind. It talks about very higher practices of meditation, totally in a different dimension. Saundarya Lahari, beautiful. How are you, Pushkar?
Sir, I'm good. Sir, it's very still, but sir, I get sleep in during.
No problem. Slept is an obstacle, but when we continue the journey, it will not happen. You see that this is what the quietness inside speaks. What it speaks? It speaks that the world outside, experiences of the world inside in the mind, none of them is me. And I found my real self. That is all for today. I'm missing Jerry and David. They may be somewhere, yeah. Yes, that is all for today. Any question? Very good.
Thank you, Girish.
Thank you.
Thank you.